Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to switch languages right now, and we're switching to the English part of the panels.
Hello.
This one will not only be in a different language in terms of linguistics, but also in a different language of perception, philosophy, and everything that we're surrounded by, meaning Web3. We're supposed to talk about vinyls versus streaming, but in fact, what our speakers would like to tell you would be about a completely different option of using the internet. Building new community, building new opportunities for musicians to connect with the fans. What is Web3 and how we can use that and how it can benefit us. We've got Mariana Suchodolski, a Web3 consultant. Arnold Travieso from Cryptomusica XYZ. Christian Bull, Factory 92, a musician actually. Tomasz Olszewski, czyli Paul Winyl, Pan Winyl. Yeah. And Christian Müller, Sports Club Platform. Since everything you do is absolutely mind-blowing and completely new, please tell us. Oh, I'm sorry, there's Bartek Bilicki from Blask, obviously. Double. So now, please tell us, what do you do since everything that you do is so new and completely different to what we know about internet so far? Who's starting? Okay, let's start from the edge and then
Can you repeat the question, sorry?
Just tell us about Cryptomusica, what you do.
We create an ecosystem for musicians, and my mission is to help musicians to build a career and enjoy, to make music a big reward, to be themselves and don't feel the pressure using Spotify or using or be used. So I teach them how to build on top of the Web3, and then I create all the ecosystem to them. That's it.
Tomek?
In Pol Vinyl, we do traditional vinyl pressing, and we combine this with NFTs and blockchain on many different levels.
Blockchain sounds like cryptocurrency, but we will get there. Christian?
We have created Sports Club, a platform for artists where they can create, license, sell streams and music directly to fans and create fan communities to engage with their fans and earn more money than they earn today with the current systems.
Sounds very enticing. Is it complicated? We're about to find out. Mariana?
We'll have to share the mic. So I'm a Web3 consultant helping artists and startups who want to grow in this space, and also used to be the content and community lead at Bonfire, which is a no-code site builder for creators who have NFTs and social tokens.
NFTs, social tokens. We're about to really expand our language today. Bartek?
Hello. I'm in blockchain industry since 2017, and during last 3 years I was using NFTs but in art industry, and right now I'm running a new startup focused on social media platform. So that's it.
And Christian?
Yeah, so I'm Christian Bull from, I run an agency in Germany called Factory 92, which is more like classic music PR and marketing. So we work for Siget Festival, Roskilde Festival, secretly Canadian Sub Pop, different label and festival clients with our communications on the German market. But I'm also a rock and roll musician in a band called Dead Star Talk. So yeah. So that's the two hats that I'm wearing in this discussion.
Yes, so we still have tangible, we still have palpable things like vinyls, like the festivals, but then we're entering a completely new world, which might be more free, might be more fair, but please tell us, what is Web3 compared to what we know about internet? Because the internet as we know it right now is Web2. So Web3, what is it about?
Web3 is a mindset, it's a philosophy, it's how we use internet, basically. So we have the opportunity to use internet instead to be used by, not internet, but by the company that runs mostly all the world, because the companies are online. So we are the customers, we are the consumers. Web3 is a new kind of philosophy or mindset where you are the owner, you own your digital life, you own your music and your digital content. And you can be rewarded for that. That's it. To me, is the best explanation about what is Web3.
Web3 is also based on something called blockchain, and usually when we hear blockchain, it's about cryptocurrency. So, okay, here's a sneaky part. Is Web3 connected somehow to cryptocurrencies, or it's just completely by chance that it uses the mechanism?
Web3 is not the cryptocurrency. The people are very confused about Web3 is a cryptocurrency, blockchain, blah, blah, blah. But Web3 is the philosophy. It's like a new movement. Let's say that we are in front of the, I don't know, a new kind of era of thinking. And then, of course, there is like a new art rising up, but from the digital era, not from the, I don't know, the industrial revolution, for example. So we are in the digital revolution, and all of this is rising up, like showing us another way to. So then it's not cryptocurrency, but it's related with the blockchain. So it's on top of the blockchain. So thanks to the blockchains, born the Web3.
We realize today that we're using old words for something completely new. This is why we will struggle somehow to explain. Tomek, you're
I think so. We have to add to it. This is completely new environment for artists and creatives. It's not only artists, creatives. Like we have different panels today: video, production, concerts, and so on. And actually, Web3 redefine all of this well-known part of music industry and add something extra. And this extra, it's really on developing stage. We not exactly don't know how we finish in 2, 3, 5 years. Maybe that'll be another Spotify, and maybe nothing. We don't know. But it's so much freedom, so much fun, so much creativity, so much money here, and it make it very, very, very like attractive. And I know it's hard to explain, to what is this, but I can say try it, and you don't be disappointed.
Christian?
Sold.
I like to explain it with some analogy to the past. In the past, we had CDs, vinyls that we could buy, we could collect it, we could sell it. Now we bring this to the digital world. We can do this again. Then before Spotify, we used to share MP3s, but it was illegal. And now we can do the same. It's illegal because it's legal now because it's registered in a public ledger. You can track everything. And artists can issue their own license directly to the fans, and you get rid of the intermediaries, and you can get a bigger part of the income of the music that you generate.
So Mariana, it offers some incredible opportunities to the artists, right?
Is this on? Yes. I just wanted to add one other layer to this. So we mentioned creative freedom, and just to make it really tangible for you. So imagine that you're on social media and you post a piece of content, and for some reason the algorithm demonetizes that content, right? Kicks you out. There are a lot of stories of content creators who from day to night, like they kind of get expelled, or just their content gets demonetized for no reason. You don't follow the guidelines of TikTok or Instagram or this or that. That's the issue of centralized entities, right? You have no control, and from there, all that you've been building for these years, creating a community on social media, is gone.
We have heard those stories. Yes, for no reason, basically. Yes. So then Web3 would prevent this from happening.
Yes, exactly. So that is the advantage of what we call decentralization, which sounds like a very scary term, but it's really not. It's just there is no central entity that is saying, you can do this, you can't do this. It's about that creative freedom that you're able to have.
Oh, okay. No control might sound scary, but it really gives you opportunities. Bartek?
Yeah, I can add a few things to the definition of Web3 because I believe that it's not so simple. So Web3 is another iteration or version of the internet, but don't be scary because you can use the same browser just to access new tools, new mechanism, new architecture, doesn't matter. So you just use the same browser, Chrome browser or Safari anyway, and you can access to, for example, crypto or NFTs, as we said. I know it sounds different, but in general, the whole story is about trust and ownership. So suddenly, you can possess virtual things that exists and has value. And in short, that's the story about Web3. I believe that there will be another iteration of the internet, that, let's say Web 4 or Web 5, Web Next Gen, that it will be very simple for everyone. But for this moment, we have Web 3, and everyone can access and try to experiment with those tools.
Christian, as an artist, are you experimenting with Web 3?
Yeah, well, thanks to Mr. Vinyl, Thomas over here, we started working together with Thomas this year actually, and you told me, I think 2 months ago, you said, let's release one of your singles as an NFT, and I was like, no. Because that's my knowledge of the space. And then he said, no, we really should try it, and I said, okay. And I think, are there any other musicians in here? Like, I think everyone that releases music knows the pain of trying to get attention on YouTube or Spotify.
And being lost in the algorithm.
Yeah, being lost in the algorithm, but also just that there's so much content out there and there's so much central control. And I think what blew my mind the most about this is the fact that there's such an active community on Web3 alternatives to YouTube and Web3 alternatives to Spotify and so on forth, where there's tons of people commenting, sharing, and actually the social media platforms that we have as a band grew a lot when we got introduced to the Web3 space. So I think just for me, like not being an expert, what I find kind of mind-blowing is that we're all like fighting for attention in the same space, the Web2 space, and it's super competitive. And I mean, I can't say that I have huge experience with it now, but the first steps we've taken have been really positive. And obviously there's also a little bit of additional income, which is not bad either. So it's kind of like reverse. You're paying tons of marketing money to promote your music video or, you know, promote your post around the release, and then you get a bit of attention. But here you're actually automatically getting quite a lot of attention, and you're even getting some monetization out of it. So it is definitely super exciting. And I'm kind of like, also working in the music industry, I'm kind of a bit ashamed that I was not more aware of it.
Well, maybe now is the time to be aware of it because it's still developing. So as we all know, maybe it's better to jump on the train while it's moving slow, starting to move, and not try to catch it while it's gone.
Yeah, there's a lot less competition. I think that's the thing. Like, so.
Yeah. So how is Web3 beneficial for the artists? First of all, you get more attention all of a sudden, magically. Your song does not get lost in the author's rights. You owe your content, and basically there's magically some money dropping by.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds too good.
I mean, obviously, you know, it's like, I think, you know, it was also easier to get onto editorial playlists with Spotify 10 years ago. So it's like, you know, it's just, when you get in at the beginning, it's always easier. I think in our case, there's not a lot of rock bands that are releasing in that space. It's mostly young, like bedroom, digital, electronic music, hip-hop productions. So it makes it stand out because there's not a lot of rock alternatives on the platform. But yeah, for the moment being, it's not a bad time to get in there. And obviously then there's the whole argument of actually claiming value for your content, actually monetizing your videos and monetizing your music, and not just almost giving it away for free. Which is the current reality, right?
Yes, the current reality is that we give our content to some big platforms. They can steal it, they can ban it, and we get no attention and no reward.
Yeah, I just want to say that In Web3, everything what you're doing is an asset. Your posts, your thoughts, your even leftovers after production, the video production, that's all the things could be asset for your super fans, and you can monetize any activity in Web3. That if you are doing posts on Facebook, that's for free, and this creative action to do a post, you know, you're sometimes spending days to do a good post for your promotion, and this is actually art, writing art, you know, and photos and so on. It is, you give that to platforms for free. In Web3, it is an asset that could be monetized, and the people could have this in the wallets as a collectible item.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I was going to talk about the fan engagement. So I think you...
So, no, we're talking about how beneficial and compelling it is for the artist. So now, as a fan, what can I do? Like, how to use it?
Yeah,
What can I do as a fan?
So one of the issues that all of the musicians in here know about is that you don't know who's listening to your music on Spotify, correct? You have absolutely... You
have like, let's say, 100 views, right? That's all you know.
You don't know really who's there to support you. And so in Web3, it's completely different. You know exactly who's there to support you, and you're able to engage directly with them and then provide all of this valuable content, these experiences for them. So maybe it's like a live streamed concert just for your true fan base, or maybe it's behind the scenes content from, or a Q&A directly with you. So you're really building the engagement with the fan. And it means that you don't need now 1 million fans on social media. It means that you need 100 fans that really believe in you and are willing to spend money on you because of the direct connection. And that is like the biggest selling point. You don't have to think about masses and the algorithms. It's about smaller niche communities that you can be directly in touch with.
Okay, so walk me through the process. I use my computer that I already have. I use the browser that I already have. I enter, cryptomusica.xyz, for instance, right?
Definitely check this one.
Definitely check this one. And, or how do I find an artist in Web3? What are the steps? It's new.
The steps to
reach, yeah.
To be an artist in the Web3?
To be a fan who finds, like, how do I look for content?
This is a very good question. Because you have to use the Web2 to find them. You have to use normally Twitter. In Twitter, there is a huge, a massive community of Web3 artists. Also, you have another platforms like, for example, Post. You have Sound. You have Sora. So, pro tips. Put in the browser future tape. Ooh. Do you remember Hyper Machine? The green thing with a lot of independent musicians. Do you remember that? It's very like similar to SoundCloud, you know, but more like punk.
I remember MySpace, okay?
Okay, so the same guy that did a long time ago Hyper Machine, he's in love with the Web3 technology. He created the future tape. If you put it now in your browser, you can have a lot of new releases every day of music on chain. We call it music on chain, okay? So we don't like the NFT music anymore. It's on chain music. And yeah, you can discover a lot of new music there.
So this is how a fan completely omits all the people, well, all the institutions or all the subjects, let's say, who are on the way to the artist. This is a direct way.
Peer-to-peer. You and me. I am the artist, you're the fan, you like.
There's no YouTube
no
or whatever page behind, in just trying to get the algorithm or whatever they do.
There is not algorithms.
Exactly.
Boom. There is no subscription, no ads, not algorithms. You can yourself. How many musicians are here? Please raise your hand.
Wow.
Okay, visual artists, promoters, managers. Okay, so you can be your own platform. That's cool. So you can be the owner of your asset. No, like it's not like the label is the owner, or it's like the platform, like have to or like drive you in a playlist with the algorithm, and then you have to change your music style only to be in the playlist. No, this is not the Web3. The Web3 is yourself, your art, and you can be rewarded fairly to do what you love, that is your art.
Okay, it
But,
sounds.
but I have to add something. That's we had so many Twitter spaces, and we talk a lot. Actually, with all a part of Bartek, we met on the spaces in Twitter, and we met only online. And this is the first time when we see each other. This is the magic of Web3 as well, because there's a guy from Venezuela, Brazil, Sweden, Denmark, Poland. And they come in here just to talk about this, why we do the things we want to change. But you have to understand what's happened into Web3. How this format, how to say, it is how that we live in Web 2 formats, 3 minutes, 25 second songs, vocals in second, second, and it can be this or that, the formats and algorithms. And on one of the Twitter spaces, we have the guest from, I can't remember, from sound, and the artist, and they were playing music over there, and then listen and talk about the music. And the one guy just played the music, and that was 4 minutes 25. And he said, "I'm so sorry, guys, this song is so long."
This is so sad.
We are in Web3. The song could be 25 million minutes, If somebody want to listen, they will listen it. But the guy said, "I'm so sorry, my song is so long." And they said, "What's going on?"
These pains came from the past. These pains came from the Web2, let's say. Like they have to say, "Sorry, my song is too long." It's like, "I'm so sorry. I'm doing art. I'm not doing a product. So sorry." No, we can do art again. So.
Yep.
Okay, so Web3 is actually for artists doing art, because we all know that, especially in the pop world, there are, so-called product artists, right? Artists that are, faces and voices and songs that are just a product of some labels and companies, and we all have been there. We all know that. So definitely, this kind of creation has no right to be in Web3, because it will not defend itself. It will be just meaningless to the audience, right?
I can answer on that. We have to say that I know that my position right now will be more rational, because we are talking about Web3, and most of you fall in love, that it's so great, it's a magical one. No. Yes, if you are creating bad music, it's people don't want to listen to it, so you will probably you won't probably sell it also in Web3 arena. So I'm sorry, but anyway, it's a new space with fair rules, fair trades, instructions. It's behind it. It's a blockchain which is a open database. So there is no one Spotify or Apple Music. So we can share money in a more fair way, right? So there are some rules, of course, like in Web 2.0, that people want to listen to music that they like. But anyway, there is no big brother that is controlling everything. So that's the difference.
And then selling your data to other big brothers.
There's much less competition right now. The first mover advantage, right? But it's absolutely right. Yeah. There's no magic in it, but it's easier right now.
Okay. We're talking about fair sharing and fair rights. So that means that the copyrights are somehow automatically protected?
No, but one thing that mostly the blockchain have the power to change is copyright is very obsolete. It's in the 19th century. If you think like in the context of the performance right organizations, they are so obsolete. And then with the NFTs or blockchain, we can do something very powerful, because one of the attributes that the blockchain have is immutable, and there is a timestamp that is traceable, transparent, and the pros or performance right organization, they are not so transparent. So they are managing your rights, they are managing your money, or the money of the artists, the musicians. So transparency is very important when we are talking about copyrights, because copyrights is the foundation of the music industry. The music industry without copyrights is not, everything is about copyrights in the music industry.
We're talking about teamwork here, and I have a feeling that this new space also creates a wonderful opportunity for co-creation. You can expand on that.
Yeah, it's exactly to me the most important thing that we have with the Web3, the co-creators economy. Nowadays, everything is related in one artist in the band. For example, let's say the most influencer guy in the band. And that creates some kind of centralization that creates tensions in the band itself. I am a musician, I've been in several bands, and the ego thing is a problem. So if we change this mindset to more a co-creative philosophy that also is part of the rules of the Web3, we can create better and more free and be more happy, emotionally doing this with a different energy. It's very different when the energy goes directly from the group that is only me. So there is a splits royalties technology in the blockchain or the Web3 music. And this creates this kind of harmony where you don't have to rely in paperwork, on bureaucracy to do this co-creation or co-create economy. So everything is in the smart contracts. So that's
what are the smart contracts?
What's the question?
Is it a very technical?
You used smart contracts, so I immediately thought about a paper contract that you sign with.
No, it's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
You are all invited if you want to continue the conversation because we will be here.
Okay, so we're entering another zone of dangerous, and we would really like you guys to participate. So, so we've got something that is very promising, rewarding, meaningful. Actually, we know somebody's music. We can track it, right? We can. The music does not get lost in the algorithm because there's no algorithm. The copyright system is improved, right?
I would like to say that actually Web3 is challenging copyright. You know, because maybe we have we're thinking about the copyrights in the wrong way. We protect instead of we share. And share of profits, you know, that we can create in a smart contracts way how we want to share with the members of the band, with the community, and that means why we need copyright protection. If we are program our smart contracts and we are fair, we know already how this will happen in the future. Of course, the piracy exists and so on, but
there are some things that are within the human nature that no matter what tool we have, there's still the human nature involved.
In Web3, we're all about building a fair communities, you know, and always people want to steal something, and we can't really avoid. But instead of protect ourselves, let's build community. We can trust each other.
To add to the co-creation with community and ownership. So one thing that you can also do with smart contracts is actually have referral rewards. So if someone collects your NFT, you can actually have them be rewarded for sharing. They get like a referral link and they get rewarded for sharing your NFT. And so your fan base becomes your marketing team. And everyone wins, right? Because you're growing that community and you're bringing value. So you win, they win, the community wins, and so it's just like shared value.
What if you're just an introvert artist who likes to play songs in his room on their guitar or piano? Do you have a chance to be in the Web3? Because Web2 will eat you alive. If you don't aggressively promote yourself, you don't exist. What about Web3? Does it offer some...
I think so. It's a lot of people like this in the sound, for example. You know, they just minting their NFTs on the platform, and they never came out to play gigs. You know, they just create cool songs, and the people like it, and they mint it for a few bucks, and you know, I think so. Many of them just not touring, not going live. I think so. The place for for everyone.
But it's very important that you're still doing marketing efforts. Is the human society. So if you do something compelling, attractive, of course the people will take attention into your content, and then yes. So if you want to like be successful in the on-chain music niche, let's say, because it's very small right now, you have to do promotion, but it's a very transparent promotion. You don't have to be fake. You have to promote your talent instead.
Because nowadays you have to buy likes, buy views.
No, because
and trick the algorithm to show to expose you more.
Well, you can
That's
do
Web
it.
2.
No, you can do it. You can do it because still there is a lot of people that are entering in this ecosystem with this kind of practicing behavioral, you know, like
weird practices. Let's say.
Let's buy likes. Let's trick the system because I want to be on top of the likes. But the society that we are building in this ecosystem Web3 is very transparent, because transparency is a word that is very important for everybody in this, or interacting with this technology. And then you can use these practices of practicing this kind of fake marketing or be super aggressive. But the ecosystem that is about communities, it is very impressive. That is what is happening in the Web3 ecosystem. This ecosystem of communities will reject you if this is covered that you are not transparent. It's very important that you show your talent. Your talent is very valuable in art. So this is what it is. So promote your talent. That's it. Promote that you are playing guitar super cool, and that's it. Boom.
Right. Questions, my dears. Questions. Oh, yeah.
Hi, I'm Paul. I have a question about adoption, actually, because hate the algorithm as much as you want, but I believe that we all use YouTube, Spotify, because it's convenient. If I understood correctly, in order to support an artist on Web3, you have to really go out of your way. You really have to love the motherfucker, you know, because it's some process that is a bit abstract even. So how do you see adoption like something that can be convenient, that can hit the mainstream so it's easy for everyone to do?
Wow, this is a very good question. I don't know if you want to add something about adoption, but what we need to fix, why we are here right now talking with you, is because we need, you know, like spread the word of this technology, spread the attributes. It's not perfect, but what is perfect? So we're trying to improve internet, the way are we, you know, sharing music. Adoption is one of the big problems because the audience is still using it only the Spotify or platform where the music is free, mostly free. So with $9, you can have the whole catalog of the entire humanity. This is crazy.
But you will not use it anyway.
Yeah, so
you won't listen to that.
Exactly. So you are like listen only 1 minute of each song, so you are changing because you really don't like it. There is millions of songs. It's like I don't like. So this is pointless. But they are still there. So your audience, if you are a musician, need a Spotify and they don't want to know nothing more about it. You like Web3 or NFTs on-chain music. So it's your responsibility when you're using this technology to educate your audience. Because if, for example, you have an audience of 1,000 listeners, maybe 100 of them want to engage with you in a real community. So use the technology, educate yourself, and then educate your community to, hey, can we have a real conversation, please? You know, you can be with me in my journey as an artist. So then we can have a massive adoption if you do the job of educate.
Yeah, I want to plus one to this because I think more artists need to be really transparent and vulnerable about all of the obstacles against you being able to share your passion, your craft, your art, and being able to live off of that, you know? I think it is powerful for fans to understand how the system is playing against you. So, and beyond that, I think a lot of serious builders are thinking about adoption and like making changes to the product so that it becomes easier and easier. So, for example, Bonfire, you're able to purchase an NFT using credit card. You don't need crypto. You don't need a crypto wallet. And that's just like one example, but a lot of the builders are thinking like, okay, well, this needs to be Web2 friendly, so.
It's just the beginning of this journey, so we have a lot of tools that are not ready for mass adoption, and that's one of the problems. And another thing is that you have to learn new way of thinking about digital assets, digital music, digital art, etc. Here we have also different business model of monetization. So one of the main limitations of Spotify is, or Spotify-like platforms, is that you have to start from this $9 or $8 per month, and based on that they divided this amount to different artists, etc. And that's the problem. If you don't start from this limitation, you can pay more to the artist. So the model is completely different. Additionally, you can sell a license, part of your music, of your work, of your artwork, masterpiece, to people, and they can participate in shares. So it's completely something different, but based on internet mechanism. So the question about mass adoption is the question: is it make sense? Does it make sense? Yes, it makes sense technically. But from the business perspective, we will see if people will use it or people will still use a platform like Spotify. So it depends on you.
But I think there's no clear Spotify in Web3, right? So as a consumer, it's quite confusing. I mean, without Thomas' guidance, we would also not have done anything in this space yet with Dead Start Talk. But one thing we started changing a bit, we cleaned up a bit in our catalog of stuff that we have out on Spotify, because we were touring in Spain last year, and then we were picked up by a guy, like a young kid, and he was like, I've been listening to your music, and he was on his freemium Spotify account. And then he was playing the songs he liked, and the funny thing was, it was all the least popular songs that were in the freemium thing, including like a live recording, which is cool, but if that's the only thing you hear, it's maybe not the best promotion to have it out on Spotify. So there are also like things about what tracks are you actually putting out on Spotify, and which are better to hide for rewarding people in the Web3 space and so on and forth.
Hello. Sorry. Based here, next to the guy, based on what you presented, a core idea is for an artist to keep their royalties and their revenue and the copyrights of their own songs, for say. Question is, what is the plan to coexist or exist with major music industry models, such as record labels and publishing companies? Because the last time we checked, this is the business that generates between $100, $150 million every year. So my question is, we're assuming they wouldn't like the idea for artists to keep their royalties and the copyright. Does that make sense?
Yes, no, they don't like the idea.
And actually, we are in the place,
what is the selling point for an artist to go?
I think the music industry is like full of good people also. Good people like work with you to create your career, to make this happen. You know, like the music industry also is like the sound, it's engineers and people that create apps. So it's full of good people. But societies or these people like owns the copyrights and publishers and like where the real money is flowing, and they don't like the idea that the artists get the power and control. And there is a lot of artists that are very tired of to be in a big labels, and now they are like change the mind and they don't want to sign or resign contracts with these big corporations that own your master. But it makes sense because they are giving you money, so it's like a loan. They are not charity, so you have to return the investment. So it's a complicated relationship. It's not super transparent. The copyright system is not transparent at all. They don't like this thing.
Hello, I have a related question. So, as someone said, this whole Web3 thing now it's in its infancy, right? So, do you think that maybe in some following years it will gain some traction? And do you think that big major labels are going to wanting to like get a piece of it and maybe take over it somehow? Do you see it being the future? Because I can imagine that they will focus on it only when it will be more visible, like not that kind of a niche that is right
if
now.
There's money behind it, basically.
Yeah, okay, that's basically what I wanted to say. If there's money behind it, yeah.
I believe in this scenario. Maybe it's not we would like to see, but look at the money industry, for example. We have a Bitcoin. The whole idea seems to be good, seems to be good for human. But in fact, behind Bitcoin is a blockchain. There is a kind of architecture that is very effective. And that kind of architecture right now is a foundation for a new kind of money. So maybe you heard about the CBDC, central bank digital currency. So banking industry are using those elements just to create new money that is working still in old way. So in the same way, we can see that many players from this music industry right now will see some advantages in Web3, but they will want to play same song, same old song in a new way. So they will grab some new features, but in an old traditional way. So yeah, maybe it's very is the scenario that I see that will happen for sure. But I don't believe that it will dominate everything.
I would like to add something to this. I think players like Spotify, they will not be able to compete with this new model because their costs are too high. We're trying to be the Airbnb or Uber of the music industry because we don't have to pay for the music right, because the artist is licensing their music directly to the fan. So we don't own any music rights, which is organizing a streaming platform, a platform where you can have your own free website as an interface to the fans. I believe that the labels will still have a role, but it will change. I believe that social media will become less important because now young artists, they have to invest in promotion on Meta, on Google, and so on. And with Web3 and with the direct-to-fan model, we engage directly with the fans. So we give incentives to the fans. We might even pay the fans. It will be cheaper and more effective than paying some guy to send the fans to Spotify where I don't have access to the data.
Okay, last question.
I wanted to ask maybe it's not a good question to you, but it sounds a little bit too perfect to be true. So I wanted to ask, where's the catch? This is the first thing. And also the other thing, it kind of relates to the first question, is how do creators of this platform earn money for themselves? Because I suppose it's not a charity. There's always interest in there. Yeah, I have quite many questions, but I will leave some for
You can definitely ask them
We'll be here
later on.
for
Yeah.
you guys. So yeah, we are open to continue the conversation. Where is the money in your wallet? From my wallet to your wallet. That's it. There is not intermediary. Say, wait 6 months and maybe I pay you with a huge cut. You know. So the money is in your wallet directly. Even now there is not like the mass adoption. So there is like millions of. But yeah, still there is millions. So the market size right now is growing 29%. I know it's boring, this kind of data, but it's important if you compare, like there is adoption. It's not massive. So the adoption each year is the 200% from the artist, but the audience is not adopting. It's because, the technical barrier, like the wallet, for example. This is something like, ooh, I have to open a wallet. But yes, because if the fan have to open a wallet and they pay you directly to you, the money is in your wallet. And what was the other question? Sorry?
Where's the catch? But I'm afraid this is a topic for another conference.
Yeah, totally.
I like to say something about that. The cash is on one side, you spend less on marketing, you save money. And on the other hand, you earn much more, because we have artists on the platform, and it's even still on beta. And they told us we have sold more in selling the song or the usage rights of the song than we have earned in 3 years on Spotify. Because you can sell the song to your users as a collectible. They can use it on our streaming app. They can use it for themselves. And they can also earn from other users that have not bought the songs, just from paying on the streaming app to listen to it. And you can earn money from fan interaction. You can sell subscription and just use the fan engagement to monetize.
Guys, you have drilled a hole in my brain, and thank you for that. And I hope that our audience will have much more questions later on, but we really have to wrap it up because there's a next panel going on with our incredible producers. So a lot more brainstorming ahead. Thank you so much.
Sorry, can I do an experiment?
Experiment.
It's about what is about all of this. NFT can be, not let's say NFT, like music on chain can be whatever you want. So I want to do an experiment. So imagine like the relationship that we have with the emotions and be in the moment. That is something that we are losing from long time using the Web 2. So I want to ask all of you, like have a memory, and then we can keep this memory for all of us, So that is what we need to create as a musician with our fans, this sensation. So I want to take a photo, and then feel free to participate. So put your hands up.
Yep.
All of you. Woo! Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Mariana Suchodolski, Arnold Travieso, Christian Wolf, Tomasz Olszewski, Bartek Bilicki, and Christian Miller.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dziękujemy.
Can just one last question? Who's feeling excited about this world, this new? Yes? Okay.
I feel excited. Even more excited.